Welcome to the Dave Palma Show, the podcast that revives, restores, and awakens your innermost capabilities.
You have the training and the talent to succeed, but do you have the guts to fail?
I love what I do. When you love what you do, you want to be the best at it.
Today is about the power of you. You will change the world.
Find your path to success through the journey of those who have succeeded. And now, your host, Dave Palma.
Hi, welcome back to the Dave Palma Show. And with me in this episode, I have two people that are authors, co-authors of the brand new book, or I say a book that was out November last year, Brand Mysticism, Cultivate Creativity and Intoxicate Your Audience. Steve Grasse and Aaron Goldfarb, welcome to the Dave Palma Show.
Glad to be here.
Glad to have you here. And it's Friday night at the moment, but this will probably get published on a Wednesday. So I know, Steve, your background's in, selling drinks, beverages,
alcohol. Yes,
alcohol. So that's
yes.
All right to talk about on a Friday night, I'd imagine. It's not X-rated or anything like that, so
no.
it's not too bad.
No, it's not boobs. It's not boobs. It's booze.
Yes, exactly. And Aaron, too, you're more of a publisher and writer, not publisher, but a writer and that kind of thing. And I think I saw something along the line that you even wrote something about Steve that went viral or something like that. Is that right?
Yeah, the first time I interviewed him was, I think, in 2017 or 2018.
Yeah.
I was like, who is this guy that, every booze brand he touches turns to gold, and right. Every writer in the world writes about it, and I wanted to kind of find out his secret. And that was kind of the start of our relationship and what kind of spawned the book ultimately. Yeah.
Wow, fantastic. Well, it's a great pleasure to have someone who's had such a success with brands like that. It doesn't matter what industry it's in, as long as it isn't something too X-rated or anything like that, or narcotics that are really, Although I have had people on this show that have been real serious sort of Mexico, Colombian drug cartel that are cleaned up and everything, and told me their stories. So anything goes in terms of that. But this is to inspire the audience, get them educated and entertained, which I'm sure it will be, on your new book on creativity in as your book describes it in the title. Before that, tell us about your two journey and then how you've probably answered the question already, Aaron, how you actually met up, but then how you got round to meeting up to talking about the book. So tell us about your journey anyway. I mean, Steve first, because obviously, that's huge what you've done. So how did you get involved in? What is your humble beginnings before you get involved in all these brands?
With the alcohol business, well, it started many years ago. Started my own ad agency when I was 23.
Yeah.
And our first client was I think our very first client was MTV, right? And we just got lucky from day one. But then we got in the tobacco business, and we were making crazy money in selling tobacco.
Yeah.
And on a lark, we took some of that wacky tobacco money and we created a brand.
Wacky tobacco?
We created a brand called Sailor Jerry. And then we turned that into a rum brand, and that exploded and became the fastest growing rum brand in the world. And we sold that brand in 2008 and said, let's just stay in the booze biz. And since then, it's been all booze all the time.
Yeah. Well, it works, doesn't it? It worked. So why not?
Especially with you hard drinking Brits. It's just it's funny because most of our clients,
big drinking culture here, yeah.
Absolutely. And most of our clients are in the UK or in Ireland. And
wait, Aaron, what's that you're drinking? Sorry about this. This is radio stuff. This is radio stuff. There's not a touch of rum in there, is there, or anything like that? Don't give it to the cat, whatever you do.
Yeah.
It's only
you have to watch this on YouTube
here.
if you're listening on iTunes or Spotify. But I'm just throwing a little joke over to Aaron there. Right, sorry, I interrupted you, Steve. Yeah, so
so we're selling booze, and was just laughing about how most of our clients are British or Irish, and you guys certainly have a taste for alcohol in your part of
well,
the world.
certainly the Scots and the Irish. Forgive me, but there is a big drinking culture there. So St. Patrick's Day is very special, isn't it? For selling your booze, I think.
Absolutely.
So, but yeah, there is a big culture, and you know, Friday and Saturday would never be the same without it. And I'm not saying that everyone drinks in the UK or in England, because there is a healthy culture. You know, I like my iron intake from Guinness, so that's healthy, isn't it? So red wine can be healthy if you drink one or two of it, but you know, that's the excuse they give anyway. So Aaron, so that was that's your business. So Aaron, how did you get involved with what you do? Just to give it inspired.
Well, yeah, I think you know, kind of like Steve, you know, both our careers, we were trying lots of things early on, and we gravitated towards booze, the best business in the world. You know, I wanted to be a screenwriter, a novelist.
Yeah,
I just wanted to write stuff. You know, I published some novels. I sold some screenplays that were never turned into movies. Steve knows how frustrating the film industry can be as well. Yeah. And you know, through it all, I was cultivating just a personal passion for craft beer, whiskey, cocktail culture, stuff like that. So by the time I was in my late 20s, early 30s, you know, all of these things were kind of booming in America, and there weren't a lot of experts to write about them. And I'd accidentally become a bit of an expert just because I enjoyed, you know, discovering this stuff. You know, I remember the first time I saw Hendrick's Gin in, you know, 1999 or 2000 at college. I said, whoa, what is that? So, you know, I kind of accidentally found myself writing about alcohol, because all these publications like Esquire just needed people to write about it. And, you know, it wasn't really a job 10 years before. You know, I've always been a freelance writer, and as a freelance writer, you're constantly looking for interesting stories. And, you know, that's how Steve came across my desk. I said, I got to talk to this guy. Mm-hmm. And, you know, indeed the story was quite interesting and we had a fun time, but I didn't meet him till a few weeks before the pandemic started here. He asked me to come down to Philadelphia. I'd also developed a friendship with his agent, Claire. And, you know, he laid out what he wanted to do with the book. And I thought, okay, this will be fun. And it ended up being our pandemic project.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, only certainly like my podcast obviously exploded in the during the pandemic as well, amongst other things I was doing. So I let that take off and did quite well. But writing books was something
as
people
did drinking.
Also... Sorry.
As did drinking culture.
Yeah, your book must have done well because obviously, well, that's true. I was doing a lot of exercise then, really, in the first part of the pandemic, anyway. So, I suppose drinking came along somehow every now and then. Gets a bit bored in your house on your own, doesn't it? After a while, so. Okay, all right. Well, let's move on to the book. So, you mentioned that, yes. So you wanted to write this book during the pandemic. Did you just come up with the idea, or was it Steve's idea? I mean, how did it all come about, really?
Well, it's interesting because when I talked with Aaron, the article he wrote was how to make a booze brand go viral.
Yeah.
And I knew I wanted to write a book. The book for me started because my 17-year-old son was asking me all these questions of how I got started in the business and because he's thinking about his career and wants to go into the, you know, marketing and advertising or graphics business. And I was telling him stories about how I got started, and he was like very keen and interested in the stories. And I'm like, you know, this would make a good book. So I had an idea. I talked to my agent, and she mentioned Aaron. I'm like, I know Aaron Goldfarb. He wrote this great article. And so we just got together, and what we did was every Monday we talked for an hour or so, and I blurted out everything, and Aaron was the genius that could make sense of it. He turned this stream of consciousness into a pretty I wouldn't say it's a linear story, but at least he could make it make sense.
Yeah.
as opposed to being this like mosaic of crazy. He actually turned it into a storyline and a something that gives, I think, some pretty good advice.
Yeah. Well, so let's just bring out a couple of things, and this book might inspire other people with, and obviously more general to the general audience listening now is how would you cultivate your own inspiration, mine it, and turn it into something unique and interesting?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, Aaron, do you want to talk more to that, or should I keep
Well,
blabbing?
I think Steve always says, get off the computer and get off your phone and start,
And
finding inspiration from old.
TikTok and Instagram.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Yeah,
it's okay to be on these things, but you're not going to get ideas from, is the point we have in the book, is that to get truly to create interesting things, you need to live an interesting life.
Yeah.
And that's the basic gist of the entire book. And what we mean by that is get off your ass, get out there, explore the world, and shut off the social media so that you can read, interesting ideas from old books and from interesting inspirational sources, as opposed to, if you're just looking at TikTok or Instagram, you're just going to create what everyone else is creating. That's the big idea behind the book.
Yeah. And nothing bad in it in terms of generally what people use it for advertising and marketing and sending a message out, but there can also be good and bad in those things, really, I suppose.
Sure. But I mean, to really create something unique, like, we go through how I created Hendrick's Gin and the process that we took or went through over a period of time, and why that brand is so globally successful is because of the process we went through to create it. And we go through it in the book. We break down how that was done. And I think that you don't have to be in the alcohol industry to understand the book. It's really a journey, a how-to of how to create a business and how to create in general.
Yeah. I mean, it's a bit like, I mean, I wrote a book called Firefighting from Within, but it's not people think, oh, it's a book about firefighting, and it's got a picture of me in it, obviously, in my firefighting gear, but it's not. I use that as an analogy to just for life, really, and using the tools of how to cope and what can, the ups and downs and things like that, using some analogies. And certainly you've used an analogy called to intoxicate your audience. So certainly that is not, you're just using an analogy there for general life, aren't you, in business?
Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So could you give us 8 life lessons that will entertain, inspire, educate, and spark creative energy?
Can I give 8 life lessons?
All right, we can give 1 or 2 if you get stuck. Aaron, give a couple as well, and you can give a couple.
Aaron,
how's
why
that
don't you
sound?
start? Give me a chance to think.
Wait, it kind of flabbergasted me. 8 life lessons that will what?
Well, I'm just going through a couple of one-liners that your agents gave me, so that your PR agents gave me, so, or your book agent, I don't know, but maybe they've got a bit ambitious with 8, so you can give us 1 or 2 each. How's
maybe
that
they
sound?
maybe they didn't 8 life lessons. Maybe they didn't run it by us.
They probably didn't actually. They probably thought of that themselves. But all right,
okay.
okay.
My few are, as we talked about, turn off the social media and open a book.
Right. Yeah.
Take long walks and use that opportunity to think, and thinking is meditation.
Yes.
Go the unbeaten path. I mean, like, it's funny. One of the things we talk about in the book is like, I live in Philadelphia. Philadelphia is the Detroit of the East Coast. It kind of sucks, but you know what?
Right.
Living here, I'm not distracted by the glitter and fabulousness of New York, London, or LA. So it's kind of like embrace the place you're in and
absolutely,
use that to your advantage. Use that to create something interesting and unique. Aaron, your turn.
One of my favorite lessons that Steve kind of introduced me to, and once you hear it, you'll start noticing it everywhere, is to mash up ideas.
Yeah.
You know, we talk about, and nonsensical ideas, like Led Zeppelin's a mashup of, like Tolkien mythology and like Memphis blues and, other stuff like that. It's very strange when you're listening to a Led Zeppelin song and they're talking about women, and then all of a sudden they talk about slaying a dragon. It's really, it's almost jarring, but that's why they're so original. You start looking at everything, whether movies, Tarantino, of course, takes all his influences and mashes them up into something original.
Come up with elaborate
Paul Simon.
Come up with elaborate backstories to things. Like it's funny because I was speaking to Tarantino. He was talking about how all of the movies he's created, he builds these elaborate backstories for all of his characters, even though no one will ever know that but him. But I feel like, we've done that with brands like Hendrix, where there's just layers and layers of meaning, and that those complexities are what keeps something interesting and keep you fascinated and enchanted by something.
Yeah.
Okay.
I always hate when I find a brand I like and I'm trying to learn more about it, and their website doesn't even have like a about us page. It's just the brand is what you see is what you get. And, I want more. I want to dig deeper. I want to learn who created this. I want to learn all these things. And the brand's like, we got none of that for you. It's really disappointing.
Yeah.
And that's how you attract fans is,
right.
letting them dig deeper and learn more about the thing they are trying to cultivate a passion for.
So you think there should be an about us page or a way of finding out about them, you mean? Is that what you're saying?
Deep mythology. You need
What are these brands' mythology? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Excellent. Well, Steve, I know just a couple of things before we go and get people to find out more about where to get your book and everything, and Aaron, sorry, it's both your books co-authored. I see that one of the couple of ideas that you did have, I mean, because obviously your creativity has got you to where you are with all this success with so many brands anyway out there. But a couple of ideas that you did have, I'm just trying to pull it up now, was let's have a look here. You had an idea that didn't work or didn't come to fruition with some kind of LSD infused whiskey. Can you tell us about that?
Oh yeah, we were gonna. Well, I mean, so we do a line of very strange whiskeys. One whiskey is made out of the anal gland of the beaver.
Right.
We have another whiskey that is made from invasive green crabs, and we have another one that's made from venison, from deer. So we had one that was when you lick a toad, some toads make you hallucinate. So
I didn't know that. I didn't. I thought it was magic mushrooms.
We were going to take that psychoactive substance and put it into the whiskey, but that idea was abandoned, obviously, because the government said, "Oh, you know what? Though there is another way we're doing that. That's with rye whiskey, and there's a fungus. Okay,
Yeah.
So the fungus, what's it called? Ergot, right? So
I don't know. I just know it's called magic mushrooms. So
no. This is different.
Oh, it's different. Oh, okay. All right.
So you know that
the rye wheat fungus. The
rye wheat fungus. So I don't know if you're watching The Last of Us on HBO, but how the world's infected with a fungus that makes them go crazy. So Salem witch trials in the 1600s, they were eating bread made from rye, and the rye had a fungus on it, and guess what? It made them crazy, and that's why the witch trials happened. So we're going to make a whiskey that makes people do some crazy shit, right? So that's the goal, and it's going to be just like our whiskey is going to cause a global outbreak of zombieism, just like in the TV show.
So that is going to go ahead then?
Oh, it's going to go ahead.
Oh my God.
I'm not going to tell you it's in there. You're going to drink it and lose your mind. There you go.
Yeah. A lot of people won't know what's going on. They'll just think it's whiskey and just drink it. Don't realize they're taking LSD. That's quite interesting. I'll have to keep in touch with you with that one. Well, later on in your book, you also talk about creating some sort of drinkable perfume.
Oh yeah, that's coming out for Mother's Day.
Oh,
so we created a gin that is both, you can spray it on yourself and it smells beautiful, but you can also spray it into your cocktail and drink it. It makes your cocktail smell beautiful. It's called Parfum of Gin, and it is comes out in it's being released for Mother's Day, and it should get a lot of hype because it's really freaking cool. It's really breakthrough and different.
Yeah. So tell us about a couple of the chapters that you wrote, a couple more chapters that you wrote, Aaron, before we move on and get people to find out more about the book and how they can get it.
Yeah, what would you like to know? Any that stand out?
Well, because I mean, obviously, it's not really a message about. It's more about creativity and brands as opposed to the booze world, if you like. But obviously, I've spoken to Steve about more specific stuff just now, so I thought maybe I'll get some general ideas of what you've kind of put in there.
Yeah,
pertaining the actual title itself, you know.
Yeah, I mean, it's, I want people to know it's a wildly entertaining book, even if you've never had a drink in your life. And whether you're, trying to start a cupcake brand or a t-shirt brand or, just do something creative in your spare time, it offers, great ideas for, you, whether you're a musician or filmmaker or whatnot. Yeah. One of my favorite chapters is on what Steve calls creative grenades, which are, things intentionally meant to go viral. Like, I presume this perfume gin, that's going to get a lot of press as a writer. I can already tell you he's going to get a lot of press for that. When you get an idea that good, it's something you can write about. And the Uda Musk, the anal gland, beaver anal gland whiskey was, kind of the first creative grenade from Tamworth. And now he has to top himself every single year with these creative grenades. I think it can be tough to do them without being gimmicky, and tough to do them without the product's got to be delicious too. And he's threaded that very, very tough needle that a lot of other companies and other brands are unable to do with their attempts at going viral. Like you see, the Arby's flavored vodka, which is just a kind of stupid gimmick. It does get press.
As you say in the UK, it's shite.
Yeah.
Hey,
yeah. I mean,
it's really, it's shite. I mean, probably not in the South and Londoners. But yeah. I mean,
we have a new whiskey that we came out with called Dunce, like the dunce cap.
Oh right, yeah. Dunce,
and what we found out was in the 12th century, there was a man named John Duns Scotus, who was the smartest man in the world, right?
Yeah. And
he wore a pointy hat because the pointy hat channeled the energy of the heavens into his brain.
Oh, I see.
And this made him the smartest man in the world. And the Pope got jealous. So what did the Pope do? The Pope murdered him, right?
Right.
And then the Pope said, anyone wearing a dunce cap is an idiot. That's how it became
the dunce. Yeah.
Dunce. But we've taken those conical cones and we put them on the whiskey barrels to channel the energy into the barrels to see if it would make the taste different. And guess what? That shit's delicious. Really amazing. So, and we've got in America, everybody's wearing dunce caps now. It's amazing. You go to a bar, any bar, Manhattan, anywhere, everybody's wearing a dunce cap.
Probably in full coming St. Patrick's Day will be a green dunce cap.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's the craziest thing. So it's a really good example of brand mysticism. So we took the mystical element of the conical mystical energy, we channeled it into the whiskey, and it's taken off like wildfire in America. It's truly amazing.
It's fantastic. Well, you've certainly got the knack for and the flair for all these brands and creativity. Yeah. Certainly with your success of what you've done, and obviously having a seasoned writer like Aaron, who obviously has a specialized field in interest in the booze industry or the beverage industry, I should say. But I'm sure you do other writing as well, other things, Aaron, don't you, as well? Or,
I try to.
yeah.
Sometimes.
He writes children's books.
Yeah. That's fantastic. Well, where can people actually find out more about your book and or other books you've written and other things about yourselves?
Well, there's this little known website. It's called Amazon.
Yeah. Oh, it's
it?
a little bit. I only learned a little bit about it. Yeah.
I mean, you can get the book anywhere. The book's everywhere books are sold. But if you do buy it on Amazon, please leave a review. Give it a 5-star review.
Yeah.
And and I don't know. You can reach out. You can, I rage against social media, but I am on social media. You can find me.
Yeah,
I'm just not on it all the time. But you can reach me that way, or you can reach me at my company's website, Quaker City Mercantile. Look it up, and you can reach out.
Excellent. And Aaron, the same, yeah? It's the same way.
Yeah, I have every Aaron Goldfarb on every social media platform, even the ones I hate and don't use. blue check mark next to it, so you know it's me.
Yeah.
I didn't pay Elon Musk for that. I just got it
because he's famous.
I got it because I'm almost as famous as Steve. Yeah, our book's everywhere. It's even getting reviews in the UK. I noticed. So.
Oh, that's good. That's great. I'll definitely be keeping in touch with all that as well. But in the meantime, I'd like to really thank you both for giving a really entertaining and educating talk to my audience today. It really has been great fun talking to both of you. Thanks a lot for coming and sharing with my audience today.
Of course. Thank you.
That's all for this episode. Thanks for listening. And remember, if you want to support what we do, then share, subscribe, and leave a review over on Apple Podcasts. Or head over to my website, davepalmer.com, and click on Rate Show. Well, that's all for now, but I'll see you in the next episode of The Dave Palmer Show.
Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.